The Legends and New Country, B104.9. How you doing? It's 3:58. It's an All Legends weekend. We have a special guest on the phone with me right now. Tony Mars is joining me right now. Tony, how you doing?
Hi, Todd. Great. Thanks for having me on.
You betcha. Tony, you are the creator of the brand new website called SaveBrett.net, correct?
That's right.
And we wanted to get you on. And you heard, of course, is there any truth to this rumor that I heard? And I saw actually a picture of it on the internet. Brett Favre's new restaurant, Brett's Waffle House in Green Bay. Is that true?
I have no idea. I saw that exact same picture, too, and I didn't know if that was a joke or if it was true. So I'm definitely going to have to check into that further.
Well, the picture looks so real. I mean, if they doctored that up, they did a good job with it. So I didn't know if it was a joke either. I kind of played it off as a joke earlier when I mentioned it to the listeners, but I'm not sure because if you go and see the picture, it looks pretty real. And if not, he should do it. It would be a great idea, just if nothing else. I think he'd probably make a lot of money. Well,
I think so.
Well, he's got plenty of money, no doubt about that. But
right.
At any rate, now, you started this, obviously, when this whole Brett Favre saga began about him coming back, and I guess that's what drove you to do it. Now, after seeing the interview that he did a few days ago with Greta Van Susteren from Fox News Channel, I have to be honest, I have more sympathy for Favre than I did initially, and now I'm kind of thinking, yeah, we should have him back. I mean, he seems sincere. So what? He basically changed his mind. I mean,
right,
how many of us don't change our minds?
Right. I mean, the thing to remember about Brett Favre is that he has appeared and has given every reason to be understood as a regular guy who just happens to be a champion and a legend at football. But he's going through an intensely personal and extremely emotional decision-making process, and he's got enough non-ego, really, to admit that he's made a mistake and that he was wrong that he thought he wanted to retire. And so really everyone's saying, oh, he's this prima donna and he's got too much of an ego, and who does he think he is? I think it's quite the opposite. I think by getting on television and saying I was wrong, I don't know too many people who would do that and say, it would be so much easier for him to just stay retired and say, oh, maybe I made a mistake, but I don't want to risk it. His whole career has been about taking risks, and that's how you become a champion. And so this is pretty consistent with what he's done in the past.
Well, yeah, you raised a good point. I mean, the fact of the matter is he got on TV, statewide TV, and across the nation, crying even, got real emotional, and so I imagine it was a pretty hard thing. I mean, it's got to be in his cry. He must really want to come back bad, because to turn, back, I mean, to do what he's doing takes a lot of guts. And
exactly. It's quite the opposite of what some of his detractors, I think, are saying. It takes a lot of guts to have made an emotional display like that and then feel like, well, I was sort of pushed into that and I didn't feel ready. I guess I'm not ready to go. I've got one of my best seasons just behind me. What am I doing? No, wake up, stop, and come back. And there should be no reason why he's just not brought back with open arms and said, Brett, thanks for the nearly 20 years of your life, and it's not charity and it's not just for nostalgia. It's all about performance. That performance last year, that makes any quarterback deserve the next season, unquestioning. So I think this has more to do with backroom conversations and emotions and personalities than it does with smart decision-making from either a business point of view or from a sports point of view. It's not good any way you look at it. I think the Packers have gone down the wrong track.
Tony Mars with SaveBrett.net. You're encouraging folks to go and go to the website and sign up. And I guess basically you're going to send this off to the Packers organization, right?
Right. Well, we've got a petition online. We've gotten nearly 1,000 signatures just today. We're nearing 3,000 signatures, and people are signing their first name and their last name, and they're putting very thoughtful, very long personal comments in about why they think Brett Favre should be allowed to come back and what he's meant to them for all these years. And to see this, I think at any level, but certainly at some level, it's going to begin to affect the Packers organization's thinking about their position on this. And I think it'll be, when it comes September and it's opening day, Brett Favre's going to be running out onto that field to huge cheers.
Yeah, again, I feel a little bit for Aaron Rodgers, but, the more I think about it, we owe it to Brett. If he wants to come back, I mean, come on. I mean, he's given us a lot of great years and taken the Packers back when we thought that there was no hope. And of course, last season was totally unexpected from the standpoint of we were an interception away from a Super Bowl. So
right.
So yeah, he's still got
it. What I like to point out to people is, remember, at the beginning of the season, Brett Favre said, we're going to go pretty far this year. We'll see how it goes, but this is the best team I've had the privilege to ever play with. And no one was listening to him when he said that. But he's not a guy who just says things. He saw it. He knew it as the team leader from the beginning, and then made believers out of everyone as the season went, from the announcers all the way through to the fans. And now he says, I think I can come back. I think I can go to the Super Bowl. I think I can win. I'm going to give it my 100%. I say at the beginning of yet another season where we're doubting, people should think again about doubting Brett Favre. He only does it if he thinks he can really do it.
I agree, and it would be a shame if he went to another team. I mean, I just don't want to ever even think about that.
It's unthinkable to me.
Yeah.
It's unthinkable to me. I mean, it is as if, there was the bit about the Yankees getting Babe Ruth from the Boston Red Sox. But that was at the very beginning of Babe Ruth's career, and still the fans felt like it cursed them for nearly 100 years, keeping them from winning a World Series. You don't want that kind of psychology to take hold in Green Bay. And it's a much worse perpetration that the Packers are doing here. We already have Babe Ruth's career fully demonstrated in Brett Favre. Brett Favre is a legend. He is a champion. He's been the key to that organization, and at that point, we're willing to say we want to, trade him away for a rookie. I just don't see it. It sounds to me like there's something else going on in the background that we're not allowed to see. And when that kind of thing happens, you got to step up, and people all over Wisconsin, all over the country, and just worldwide are coming to the site and signing this petition, saying pretty much the same things. We've had even Bear fans and Minnesota Viking fans writing on the petition saying Brett Favre ought to stay in Wisconsin, in Green Bay, not maliciously. One guy said, who was a Viking fan, please don't publish my name publicly. I signed it on the petition, but don't put it out in the public because my entire family is Vikings fans. They'll kill me if they knew I'm doing this.
All right. Tony Mars with SaveBrett.net. Go to that website, and let's get Brett Favre back as the starting quarterback for Green Bay and end this soap opera as soon as possible.
Absolutely.
All right, Tony, thanks for talking with us. Do appreciate it, and we'll keep folks posted, and let me have you on maybe later for an update, too, as well, all right?
Sounds great, Todd.
All right.
Thanks so much.
Take care, Tony.